Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Living Beyond Limits. You all know I'm Reverend Jennifer Spear. We are a part of Centers for Spiritual Living, and I welcome you. And for those of you who are joining us online, I welcome you also. So let's begin the service by reading our mission statement together. We are a sanctuary where people can discover and reveal the presence of God within their own being and experience their oneness with all life. Through the realization of this inner presence and peace, we give way to the evolutionary impulse of the divine and become a beneficial presence in the world. That is exactly what we are doing here at Living Beyond Limits, is we are creating this sanctuary of love and of care, the sanctuary where we take personal responsibility for our lives and our actions. And part of the way that we do that is by recognizing that there is indeed a presence and a power that is a presence and a power of intelligence and wisdom and love and wholeness and peace within us that we can tap into, listen to, allow that to guide us in our choices, in our actions. And when we come to know that that is within us all of the time, then when the world is not reflecting peace or kindness or love or generosity or fairness or whatever it is, not that we don't experience that on the outside, because we do, but it puts us in a place of choice and a place of power that we can come to a situation or a conversation differently. We can come grounded in our own spirit, which is none other than that infinite presence of love and life and that spirit itself. And then we can bring that into this world and act as a healing presence, as a beneficial presence. So I thank each and every single one of you for answering the call of your own spirit to be walking this path and to be bringing your light into this world in a way that is indeed beneficial. You know, we talk a lot here at Living Beyond Limits about being a force for good in the world, about being a beneficial presence. And lately, with all the things that are going on in the world, I've also been talking about being a force for good in the world, while at the same time maintaining a sense of equilibrium and well-being as we do that. Some of the things that I have been talking about recently are, one was being grounded in your spiritual values, regardless of what's going on in the world, like the Dalai Lama. And we've talked about activating that father archetype that lives within every single one of us. And as we do that, it gives us tenacity and the ability to stand up for what is right. When we were in the park having a picnic, we talked about how to maintain a sense of well-being by being grounded like the trees, except we're talking about being grounded in spirit within ourselves. That infinite presence of wisdom and love and wholeness and power, being grounded in that as we move out in the world. And then, I don't know if it was last week, we went to the nature center and allowed ourselves to do forest bathing, where we got to just let go and be washed clean and filled back up and nurtured. Actually, I read this week, the Mayo Clinic reports that just 5 minutes in nature can help regulate the sympathetic nervous system, leading to reduced stress, better sleep, and relief from anxiety and depression. Just 5 minutes in nature. And so I know that during times like these, it's easy to experience anxiety or fear or worry. And sometimes we worry for some people that we know, and sometimes we worry about people that we don't even know. I know for all of us, though, we all have strong feelings about some things that are going on in the world. We all have strong feelings about it. And yet, we want to be informed, we want to know what's going on, but at the same time, we want to have a sense of balance and a sense of well-being within ourselves. You know, I think there will always be things that are happening in the world that are not to our liking, things that we don't agree with, things that are hurtful, and things that are damaging. Planet Earth will probably always have some things going on like that. All of those things are outer stressors. And so there's a story that says, one day a man opened his lunch bag at work and complained, "Another cheese sandwich? I am so sick of these cheese sandwiches." The next day, again, he opened his lunch and said, "Cheese sandwich again? I'm going to die from these cheese sandwiches." And then the following day, yet again, he opened his bag and lo and behold, a cheese sandwich. "I hate cheese sandwiches. Oh, why, God? Why is it always a cheese sandwich?" And finally, one of his coworkers said, "Why don't you just tell your wife that you don't like cheese sandwiches?" To which the man replied, "I don't have a wife." And his coworker confusingly said, "Well, then who makes these cheese sandwiches?" And he says, "Well, I do." You know, there's these outer stresses going on in the world, but we are really responsible for our inner experience and for our own well-being and for what's going on inside of ourselves. So I'm suggesting today that while there are a myriad of stressors in the world, our responsibility is to take care of our inner world. Our responsibility is to create a peaceful and a loving and a safe and a warm environment within ourselves for ourselves. We are responsible for creating a sense of energy inside of ourselves that is regenerating and that enables us to live in balance. You know, an empty lantern cannot provide any light. And so it's easy to feel compassion for people who are victim to some of the things that are going on in the world. It's easy to feel compassion, for instance, for women who don't have access to family planning. It's easy to have compassion for undocumented people that are being pulled off the streets and arrested and sometimes being sent to countries that they've never even been to before. It's easy to feel compassion for people who are losing their medical insurance. It's easy to feel compassion and to care because we care. And because we care, it's upsetting to us. Sometimes we can feel like we've been pulled through an emotional ringer. We can feel worn out, emotionally exhausted, and depleted. Jack Kornfield said, "If your compassion does not include yourself, it is incomplete." So how is your love and your care and your support for yourself these days? Are you creating a place of respite within yourself? A place where you can rest and relax and feel safe and feel comfortable as you traverse what's going on in the world? You know, we all need to feel loved and we need to feel cared for. We need to have a sense of security. Those are at the very bottom of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We need to have a sense of balance in our lives, sense of well-being. Jack Kornfield said, "Peace is not the absence of the storm, but the strength to walk through it without losing center. Peace is not simply what we find in the quiet of our meditation. It is what we carry with us into the turbulent waters of life. It is not about escaping the storm. It's about bringing peace to it. But in order to bring peace to it, we have to be able to have peace inside of ourselves." And so the title of my talk today is Welcome to the Table of My Heart, as in welcoming ourselves to the table of our own heart. And I'm talking about that in these crazy and tumultuous times, it is our responsibility to develop skills and to create a place of respite within ourselves, to create a sense of safety inside of ourselves, so that then in turn we can bring peace into the world. Then in turn we can be a beneficial presence and bring good with us into the world. And so today I'm going to actually give you 3 tools that we're going to practice here that then you can take home with you to help you have that sense of respite. Find that place of peace inside of yourself. Be your own safe space. A place where we feel loved and cared for, have a sense of well-being. And so the first thing that I'm going to share with you is when you are having a, quote, negative feeling, if you're feeling angry or frustrated or a great dislike for someone, worry, fear, to name the feeling that you're having. Oh, I'm really worried right now. And then to follow that with, and it's okay. I'm really angry right now, followed by, and it's okay. So I want you to say that inside of yourself right now. Think of something that you are feeling and name it for yourself. I'm feeling. And then to tell yourself, and it's okay. And it's okay. Do you feel inside of yourself kind of a sigh of relief? Kind of a letting go? I know for me, I give myself a hard time when I get caught up in this world of form, when I get emotionally caught up in it, because I think I should just be able to know the capital T truth here. Just to know that the absolute intelligence of the universe is active and working in the midst of this thing. I should be able just to be able to know the truth and not get caught up in the emotions of it. But you know, my minister that I had forever, that really raised me in this philosophy, used to say, and the last time I looked, I was a human being. You know, I don't think it's possible to experience the things that are happening and not to have an emotional reaction unless you bury your head in the sand, unless you live in a bubble and you don't pay attention. Our human self has a reaction to what's going on. So giving ourselves permission, and that's okay, to me, helps me let go. And then because emotions and feelings are fluid, they aren't static, my letting go and relaxing allows that emotion to move and not to stay stuck in my body as stress, so that my body is healthier. So we give ourselves permission to be human, and by telling ourselves it's okay. And then we use whatever that information is inside of us to inform our prayers. So we don't just stay stuck in the emotions and in what's going on in the world. We also then use that. What do I need to know about spirit here? Oh, that spirit is present, that spirit is love or wholeness or peace or whatever it is that you're needing to know. And then you do your spiritual work from there. When we do that, we create a space of compassion inside of ourselves. We create a safe space where we're home in ourselves. We feel safe and at home. So by allowing and not making ourselves wrong for that, the intensity of that emotion can move and change. It doesn't change our feeling, but what happens is it changes what's going on inside of us. It changes us on the inside. The point of that is, then we feel safe and we feel cared for within ourselves. And so the second thing that we can do to dissipate stress in our bodies and in our energetic bodies is to practice deep, slow breathing. Reverend Michelle Wadley says, "The breath is the key to your sanity, and it's always available and free. Neuroscience explains why it works. Researchers discovered that slow breath stimulates the vagus nerve and the relaxation response, directly calming the brain's alarm center. A key reason why, quote, just taking a deep breath actually works." And so I would like to take you through a process right now of breathing and letting go. So I invite you to assume a comfortable position and to take a deep breath and hold it for a moment. And now let it go and take another deep breath and hold it again. And this time as you let go, make the sound and now breathe normally for a few moments and concentrate on nothing except your breath. And the next time that you inhale, tell yourself, "I am," on your inhalation. And when you exhale, tell yourself, "relaxed." I am relaxed. I am inhaling, relaxed, exhaling. And repeat that a few times. And next time when you say the word relaxed to yourself, let your body slowly sink deeper and deeper into your chair. During the day, you spend a great deal of energy fighting the force of gravity. Now, for a few moments, let that force take over completely. Let every muscle, every fiber, every cell in your body be pulled down. Further and further down. Feel your body slowing down and your mind slowing down. There is no rush, no hurry. There's nowhere you have to go, nothing you have to do. Tensions and frustrations are gradually seeping out of your system. Every time you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in a wonderful glow of relaxation. And every time you breathe out, imagine that you are breathing out all of your tensions, fatigue, and frustrations. A feeling of peace washes over you and through you. It is so calm, so quiet, so silent. The silence feels warm and comfortable and healing, deeply healing. You feel at ease. And at peace with yourself. And so I invite you to just let go of this meditation, taking a deep breath and feeling yourself become alert and awake, and open your eyes when you're ready. Doing a regular practice of deep breathing and of letting go helps us let go of the stress that we carry in our bodies and that we carry in our energetic body. We need to do that on a regular basis to have balance in our lives. And so I invite you just to, for a second, wiggle your hands and wiggle your feet. I want to make sure you're back in your body before we move on. And so the third technique that I'm going to give you today is consulting your inner advisor as a way to take care of ourselves. And so right now, I invite you just to bring to mind something that is bothering you, something that's causing you stress, and then to hold that idea in your mind. And you can close your eyes if you want to. Imagine sitting in front of you is a wise and trusted advisor. It could be the Dalai Lama. It could be your wise grandmother. It could be your second grade teacher. It can be someone real or someone imagined. Imagine that person sitting in front of you and their kind face looking into your eyes. And now, holding that thing in mind that is bothering you, to ask that wise advisor, what do you think? What should I do? What do you think? What should I do? And if you'd like to, you can write that answer down on your insert. There's a little blank space to take notes. So let their perspective, their, quote, borrowed perspective, guide you. You know, sometimes it just allows us to get beyond our own conscious mind to hear that wisdom inside of ourselves. And you can do that anytime, in any situation, when anything is going on. And so my recap for today is, in stressful times, it serves us to employ tools and create a safe, loving, nurturing environment for ourselves inside of ourselves. And we can do that by, one, when you're having a strong negative feeling, to add at the end of it, and that's okay. Name your feeling, followed by, and that's okay. It allows us to soften. And two, breathe. Breathe slowly and deeply, allowing your physical body to relax and to let go. And 3, to consult your inner advisor, to bring to mind a concern that you're having. Imagine that loving and wise person sitting in front of you, looking into your eyes and asking them, what do you think? What should I do? And then let that advice guide you and help you as you move through this world and through your life. And as a result, we will all have a greater sense of calm inside of ourselves, a greater sense of well-being. We will be physically healthier and more grounded, so that in turn we can go out into the world and make a positive impact and be a beneficial presence and be the change that we wish to see. And so blessings to each and every single one of you on this path of awakening to your spirit, awakening to that good that is within you all of the time, awakening to that infinite presence that is always unfolding itself as that which we need. But God can do for us only what God can do through us. So it's up to us to employ the exercises. And so blessings to all of you. And that's it. So I'm going to invite you to join me in an affirmative prayer, but I'm going to invite Reverend Barbara Wally to come up here and pray with me.
I love all of you, and I thank you so much. I can't tell you, I really needed that today. Is anyone else going, I need to shake something out of my thought, my attitude? All right, take a deep breath in your nose. Imagine from the bottom of your feet, there's an energy of light that is moving up from the very bottom of your feet all the way through your legs, your stomach, your heart, your mind, your thought, your energy, your field of consciousness. And I know that this field of consciousness is designed for each and every one of us to be powerfully present with love. Love is the only power. And the rest is incidents, our beliefs, our attitudes, our fear. And I know that just like our wonderful our wonderful minister, and the Dalai Lama, they have that consciousness in who they are. I was blessed to meet the Dalai Lama. I was blessed to stand in a line for 2 hours to come up and be in his presence. And I know that that power for good is in each and every one of us right here, right now. That love, that harmony, just as Reverend Jennifer mentioned through this powerful talk today. I'm going to go listen to it a few times to remind me that I can let it go. Let go and let God. And in this wonderful attitude, I pass this back to Reverend Jennifer, where she is such a precious, precious being.
And so I right now recognize that infinite one that is closer than our very breathing, that infinite presence that is a presence of love and of peace and of wholeness and of power, that presence is always closer than our very breathing. It is innate to our being because we are an outpicturing of that energy and that truth. Therefore, all of those qualities and characteristics of spirit always reside within us. And so today we allow ourselves to sink into that deep peace and calm and well-being of our own spirit, the part of us that isn't jostled around by the world, and we rest there and rest in God, knowing that in God there is an answer to every question, there is the solution to every problem, for in spirit there is no problem. So today we lean into that, lean into our own deepest inner beingness, knowing that we can move into this at any time. And we also pull that energy of life and of goodness forward so that we move out into the world as a beneficial presence, shining our light, shining our love, bringing our peace, listening and sharing our wisdom. Here, being that light. And so I also speak this word about every other person on this planet, recognizing that right where they are is also that infinite presence. And it is revealing itself as the exact thing that is needed in this moment for our greatest flourishing, for our greatest lives, for good to unfold itself. And so it is with gratitude that I release this prayer into that creative law of the universe. And in gratitude, I just witness its unfolding. In faith, I just lean in. And I invite you to join me in saying, and so it is. And so I do have a few invitations for you. One is in 2 weeks, July 27th, we're going to have service in the park right back there and have a picnic. So we invite you to come and to bring your friends, bring your family, and bring a dish to share with everyone. That day, we are also doing an outreach called Undie Sunday, where we are collecting mostly men's, but men's and women's new underwear and new or gently used socks that are going to be going to the unhoused in Long Beach. So if you'd like to participate in that, we would love to have you do that. Bring your items with you on the 27th when you come to service. Nope, just plain, yep. Our talks are available on our website, coming out usually on Tuesday night, and on Facebook, and I invite you to share those with anyone you think might be interested in hearing this message. That's how we get the message out to new people. So share those when they come out. Like us and share them. Help us grow on social media. Check in and say that you're coming on Meetup, and follow us on Facebook and like those things, and on Instagram. And we have prayer support after service. If you're a practitioner, will you raise your hand? Practitioners are available after service to do prayer with you if you would like prayer. And so I invite you to repeat after me. Good fills my life now.
Good fills my life now.
I recognize it. I savor it. I love it. And I live it. And so it is.